When I first found out about the ePortfolio requirement, I was a little nervous.
I thought it was kind of a nuisance, kind of just a requirement that had to be done, but I didn't really see the value in it.
I really thought that it was just more work for me to do.
I was against it. It seemed like a lot of busy work. I was close to being finished with my associate's degree, so I knew I wouldn't have that many assignments on there. And I was just kind of hesitant about wanting anybody to see my goals and my resume and things that were kind of private to me in regards to my education.
I didn't do it. Seriously, for many semesters, I did not do anything with my ePortfolio. I didn't even set up a site.
As I got into it, and as I developed it, and as I worked on my ePortfolio and added content to it, I saw the advantage that I could see how they connected together, how one class connected to another.
But as I started working on it and building it, I was using the WordPress platform. It was actually fun, and it felt more like a personal blog to me, which I had never done a personal blog before, and so it was interesting to play around with it and to post some personal things as well as scholarly things.
Instead of putting up just my projects, I put up some of the preparation for my projects on the home page. We had to make a collage, and then we had to paint the collage. Instead of putting up the painting of the collage, I put up the collage itself. And then when I went in and talked about my artwork, I went in and put up the painting of the collage.
I don't do blogging or anything. I'm not as up to date with all of the technology, maybe, that I should be. So I was a little nervous, didn't know how to do it, but I attacked it anyway.
Through the process of posting the assignments, and especially for me through the reflection writing about the assignments and what I learned, I came to really think of the ePortfolio as a fantastic tool for reflecting on my education and thinking about what I've learned and how I can apply that to my everyday life, and as well as showcasing some work that I'm really proud of that I've done.
Well, definitely it wasn't as scary as I thought. It was much easier. I read or watched all of the videos of the how-to and all the things that could teach me. So then I wasn't as nervous and felt like I could at least do it as opposed to feeling intimidated.
So I went in and set up my site, and I found out that it wasn't as bad as everybody thinks it is. It really isn't. It's kind of fun.
My advice to faculty would be to make the assignments interesting, fun. I think that helps the students, and it gives them more encouragement to want to make their ePortfolio interesting. And another piece of advice would be, for the faculty to look at the ePortfolios, because sometimes I wonder if they're not looking at what I have, and I'd like to know that they're looking and that they're seeing what I'm posting about their classes, and I think that they can learn a lot from what their students' reflections say. And so my advice would be, to really look at it, because I think a lot of students are proud of their ePortfolios, and that's probably not coming through as well.
So I would suggest to the faculty that they actually are more involved in caring how the people do it, not just the fact that how the students do it, not just the fact that they do it.
To use the ePortfolio more as a central point of showing off the students' work, of allowing them and helping the students understand that it's a way to reflect upon your own work and to show off how you've done, and not use it as such a difficult thing or a meaningless task, but that there is actual meaning and value and good representation of the students' work based on their knowledge and their work, and help them understand as students that it will help them in the future.
If instructors could kind of have a specific goal in mind about what they think their students could get from it and look at it as a tool instead of a nuisance and some more busy work, that it really could be a beautiful thing. I've had one instructor who was really kind of gung-ho about it, and that was the class that was the easiest to do the assignment for because she was very supportive and encouraging and enthusiastic about it. But when an instructor comes at you telling you that they don't have enthusiasm for it, and students catch on to that attitude.
The one bit of advice that I would give to faculty is to make a site yourself. That way, if a student has a question, they can come to you and say, you know what, I'm making this site, how can I make it better? Or they say, you know what, can you give me an example? You can actually show them your own page and say, look, it's not that hard. It really isn't. You get to go in, you get to have a little bit of fun remembering what you've done. And even if it's not necessarily just your own ePortfolio, make a website on one of the sites. It's really not that hard. And you can give them advice on which site you like the best and which ones you think are way too difficult.